Here are the 35 most disturbing items confiscated at airport customs. From strange smuggled goods to outright shocking discoveries, you won't believe what travelers have tried to bring through security. Let's jump right in. Surprising entry into Australia as customs asks the man if he knows what's in his bag. His words can't be trusted.
So I'm going to conduct a baggage examination.
Yep.
These are all your bags?
Of mine.
Did you pack the bags yourself?
Yes.
Yep. So you know what's inside the bags?
I should do this.
You should or you
I
do?
should. 100%.
Okay.
The customs officer asks the man if the luggage is his. He confirms it. She wants to take the luggage for inspection. She then asks if he knows what's in the bag.
You tell me what's in the bag, do you know?
I don't know.
Do you know what's in the bag? I asked you before. Is it a food
You didn't
item?
ask me. I thought it was some kind of noodles.
She starts inspecting his luggage and asks him questions. The man asks her if she knows what's in the white bag. She asks if he knows, and he says no, but reveals that the bag might have noodles.
A swab is now taken from the suspicious package to test for traces of illicit substances.
The bag is checked and packs of noodles are found. The officer takes a swab of the noodles to test it. While trying to board the plane, the officers discover a secret in the passenger's luggage.
Are still trying to decide what to do with the man who failed to declare he was carrying over 35,000 US dollars and 5,000 pounds in cash.
The customs stop a passenger who fails to disclose the real contents of his luggage. They find over 35,000 US dollars and 5,000 pounds in his bags. The officer is taking note of all this.
Shown for where the cash has come from, drastic action may have to be taken.
If he can't show us any kind of trail for this, and the paperwork's all going to come via his dad, the solicitor, you're going to have to take the money off him. Okay, and then.
With no idea where the money is coming from, the officers decide they will have to confiscate it.
Officer Johnson bags up the man's cash and leads him away for a search and further questioning.
The officer bags the money and calls the man in for further search. Also, the man will be questioned in a private room. The old man looked quite innocent, but the dog sniffed something in his bag.
We're sitting there for 20 minutes. So, canine dog showed up, and he even said.
The officers have a sniffing dog present as other officers search the bag of a suspicious passenger. She brings out thin papers she examines before returning them to the bag. After searching the bag, she checks the laptop.
Shows up at the bag, and we have another video. Okay.
She turns the laptop on and briefly goes through it. She then shuts it and returns it to the bag. The officer with the dog has taken the passenger away. The officers walk away with the confiscated bag. The passenger kept trying to explain to the officers. She was hiding something from them.
Pulled aside an American citizen for a bag search. It's her second trip to Sydney in the last 6 months, and officers want to know the reason for her.
The border officer pulls aside the woman to inspect her luggage. The officer discovers this is the woman's second trip into the country in the last 6 months.
Some things I did alone, and I just had, the rides drop me off because I was scared to drive over here because it's different than back home.
Officers strongly suspect this passenger has something.
The officer is still suspicious despite the woman's openness. They take a swab of her luggage so they can test it for narcotics. She tries to explain.
Finding out exactly what it is.
The officer conducts the test while the woman waits. It comes out positive. Airport customs in India had to stop a passenger after seeing weird shapes in her luggage. The border officers discover through the X-ray machine strange moving shapes in the passenger's luggage. When they inspect it, they find massive snakes in the bags, hidden inside plastic boxes.
My God.
A snake hangs on the luggage rack. These are just some of the snakes checked as the woman tries smuggling over 20 snakes into the country. The officers safely return the snakes to the boxes while people watch this. The passenger passes the first test, but the second one reveals what he was hiding.
Officer Fitz takes him aside for further questioning.
Hello, sir. Hi. Where are you arriving from today?
Sorry?
Where are you arriving?
A passenger stands away from the officers making a call. He seems nervous, and the officers take an interest in him. As he passes by the officers, the dog sniffs him but gives no sign of trouble. Yet the officer wants to inspect him further.
Monopoly fan?
After a quick rummage, an unwelcome visitor rears its head.
The officer had asked him if he was carrying any restricted items, and he said no. An officer comes to take a swab of his luggage. The officer then searches the bag.
Suitcase. Fitz is alarmed to find a passport that doesn't belong to the man.
Okay, who?
After checking the luggage, the officer finds a passport not belonging to the passenger. A customs officer found small, weird objects in a passenger's luggage. You'll be shocked at what it is.
Customs scanners have revealed it's full of some kind of plant material.
The officers have been called to inspect 2 passengers' bags for suspected plant materials found in their bags.
Yeah, from India, but why you brought it? For a company? Give? You brought it?
The officer opens the bag and the inner cloth wrapping. This reveals several wooden materials in the bag. The passengers say they are bringing it in from India.
Oud is the most expensive wood in the world. Used to make luxury cologne here in the Middle East, this bag alone could be worth it.
The bag is filled with just the wood chips. They have no personal belongings in the bag. The wood chips are oud, the most expensive type of wood in the world. The amount they have on them is worth $50,000, and they have no permit for it. A Nigerian entering Bangkok claimed he had a harmless substance in his bags. It might be otherwise.
Suspicions.
What do you have, sir?
Just this.
It's spicy.
The customs officer approaches a passenger coming in from Nigeria. The man is stopped due to his unconventional luggage. He claims it's beans, looking nervous.
This one with.
What kind of powder
This
is
one is flour.
A flower, eh? Poppy's heard that one before.
it? Okay, take this and those to the...
The man opens his bag, and the smell of the contents makes her cough. The man says it is flour. She sniffs the white substance. She asks that the bag be put through the X-ray machine. The bags are put into the X-ray machine to determine whether the white substance is a drug. A passenger fails to disclose items in his luggage. When searched, the reason became clear.
Bag full of brand name goods.
To you. These are yours.
Yes.
The passenger just came from China with brand new products in his bag. The officer asks if they are his, and he confirms that. The officer opens the bag to begin his search as the man watches.
I forgot.
Now, of course, owning some sunglasses and a few pairs of shoes isn't a crime, unless they're fake.
The officer asks him what's the value of the products in his bag and how many sunglasses are in the bag. He laughs nervously, giving a random number. The officer brings out boxes from his bag.
And on luxury items like these, that could be thousands of dollars.
The officer arranges rows of luxury products that turn out to be fake. The passenger claims to be innocent, but his bag said otherwise.
Biosecurity Officer Denise has major concerns after locating a number of prohibited items that this woman is bringing back with her from China, including...
The passenger is stopped when the officers note his irregular traveling route. That isn't to stop him. His bag is searched, bringing out all his clothes. Even with his clothes brought out, his bag still looks stuffed.
Suitcase.
It is taken to a secure examination room for further inspection, as the man insists he is...
The bag is taken to a secure area to be examined. The man insists he's coming to the country for a vacation.
But in the examination room, Border Force Officer Kathy spots what potentially could be a major problem for this passenger.
So if you look over this side here, it's all very smooth and the lining is very consistent. But if you look on this side here, you can see that there's possible indications that there could be glue, which means that the bag...
In the examination room, the officer discovers the bag has been repurposed from its original design, hiding something. Several passengers make wild claims about what the officers found in their bags.
Suitcases filled entirely with cigarettes smuggled into the UK from Lanzarote. The passengers have been informed that the cigarettes and the vehicle being used to carry the cigarettes are being seized.
Some passengers are trying to get into the country when the officers stop them, seeing strange packs in their bags. The officers check their bags and bring out packs and packs of cigarettes from several packs.
Just collecting his friends and knows nothing of the suspected cigarette smuggling ring is taken into a private room for questioning.
The driver waiting for the passengers is called in for questioning. He claims he's just there to get his friends. The officers think this might be a cigarette smuggling ring.
30,000-40,000.
The passengers are questioned separately to try and establish more information about the suspected smuggling ring.
The officers note that there are about 40,000 packs of cigarettes being smuggled. The passengers say they plan to smoke everything. Each of the passengers is questioned individually. The passengers' bags looked clean, but the officers found she hid a smuggled item in a surprising place.
It's a suspicious activity. Normally people would just wait.
Officers suspect an elderly woman is trying to smuggle cocaine into the country. The cocaine is hidden in a laptop, behind the laptop screen. They test the substance to be sure it's cocaine. The result confirms it's cocaine.
Something inside. Yeah.
With concerns there may be drugs hidden in the laptop, it's taken away to a workshop.
The woman is arrested on suspicion of smuggling drugs. She is taken to a room for further questioning. The drugs are then used to train the sniffer dogs. A suspicious weight from a luggage alerts customs for a thorough search. The customs officer suspects the passenger has hidden something in their bag, as it weighs more than it should. They found only clothes in the bag, which doesn't explain the weight. He goes through the clothes, carefully tearing them open. As he opens the clothes, he finds a gold paste hidden between two layers of a vest. More of the substance is found in other clothes. The clothes are seized. The passenger lied, thinking he could go scot-free with the strange object in his bag. A passenger from China entering Australia tells the customs officer that he has nothing to declare in his luggage.
This student arriving from China has indicated that he has nothing to declare.
The officer puts his bag into the X-ray machine. It's revealed there's a large, odd thing in his bag.
An X-ray image of his bag is showing one large object of concern.
The officer confirms he knows what he's required not to bring into the country. The man nods. The officer inspects his bag and finds something packed into sealed leather bags. The thing is brought out. The man confirms it's a cooked duck. He lied on the declaration form. He tells the officer he added the duck last minute. A customs officer goes through a strange package. What he checked turned out to be something else entirely. A customs officer finds a strange package in the passenger's bag. He opens the sealed bag and pours out what seems like sand into a plate. As he pours the contents out of the bag, he sees small white packs hidden in the sand. He picks out 6 of these small packs and sets them aside. The officer opens the packs and shows what's inside. They are tiny diamonds in the packs. The diamonds are both lab-grown and real diamonds. The confiscated items are worth $250,000. The officer knew to trust his senses and found some substance concealed ingeniously. A customs officer in Dubai feels an unusual weight in a new iPhone case. This is unusual for an iPhone case. He unseals the case to check out what is causing the increased weight. When he opens the case, he pulls out a sizable amount of a white substance suspected to be cocaine. There's no phone in the case. The passenger is trying to smuggle drugs into the country.
Nobody touch any bag, okay?
Customs officers searched the passenger's bags and noticed several red flags. A passenger is stopped at the security check when the officers notice the unusual package on him.
Being conducted, the young man admitted that he regularly uses marijuana.
He's traveling with a snowboard and claims it's not his. The officers notice something strange about the snowboard. They carry out a swab test, and the test comes out positive for cocaine. The man admits to using meth. The officer asks if he has used or has cocaine on him. He denies it.
As it has just been x-rayed and it shows a section in the middle that could possibly be a concealment.
They tell him they're getting readings of cocaine. They inspect his luggage. While inspecting his luggage, they find large bundles of cash in a plastic bag. Customs intercept a smuggling operation when they find a cleverly hidden expensive substance. The customs officer stops a passenger traveling from Muscat to Mumbai after the X-ray machine scans a strange package in his bag. The officer checks the package. The item is sealed between 2 layers of cardboard in a toy box. The smuggled item is gold dust that weighs 430 grams. This would have been smuggled into the country if it hadn't been intercepted. The officers searched, finding 2 dangerous and disturbing things in the bag. The passenger's luggage was put in the X-ray machine, revealing a wriggling live thing inside it. Customs check the package and find a python. They also find a rare species of lizard in a sealed plastic box. The officers return the other approved items to the luggage. The passenger had hidden the snake and lizard underneath the other packages to hide them. They confiscate the snake and lizard. The passenger ticks off the officers with his attitude. They find a sizable amount of a wet substance. The officers intercepted a passenger's luggage after they saw how nervous he was. They feel something weird in the clothes in his luggage. So, they cut open one of the clothes. After opening it, the officer finds a gold paste hidden between the layers of the trousers. The whole inside of the trousers has been coated with gold paste. Extracting and measuring the paste shows it weighs 283 grams. It is seized. The customs officers were vigilant enough to intercept a smuggling operation, posing as a seemingly innocent business. Customs officers search a bag, seeing nuts inside. The X-ray machine had shown them it's not just nuts in the pods. They begin to open the pod and find tightly sealed items inside. The officer unties the binding around the item. He opens the wrap and shows it to be a foreign currency about to be smuggled into the country. Another officer throws out biscuits and cookies, pulling out money from them. A woman leaving India was stopped as the officers saw what he had on her. A woman is caught in an airport in India with several wedding invite cards. They find this strange and decide to inspect them. They take out the invites inside the card and open the cardboard covering. Soon, they pull out a sealed leather bag with cocaine weighing 43 grams. They find another pack of cocaine on the other leaflet of the cardboard. They expect to find the same thing in other cards.
43 into 120 grams per unit.
A passenger conceals valuables in an unexpected place. The passenger is bringing in new shoe wear into the country. The customs officers feel an abnormal weight in some of them. They cut open a slipper to bring out what's concealed inside it. They find 2 gold bars hidden in the slipper. Another officer begins checking the second slipper. After cutting open the second slipper, he finds a gold bar inside it. The passenger was ordered to reveal what he was hiding and had to do it. The man is cutting open a pair of jeans due to a suspicion from customs that he is hiding something. After cutting open one side of the jeans, he sees a gold paste sealed between the layers of the fabric. He cuts a different side of the jeans. He pulls out a stash of gold dust hidden in his jeans and lays it on the table. The gold is worth about $30,000. The passenger was trying to leave the country quickly, but what he hid in his bag frightened the customs. The officer sees a moving object in the X-ray and brings the bag to a secure room. He opens the bag and immediately sees a quiet infant looking up at him. The baby is buried under other items in the bag. The officer takes them out and lifts the baby out of the bag. The baby was kidnapped by the passenger and was arrested after this. The officer profiled the passenger and was sure he was hiding something. The customs officer thoroughly checks the passenger's luggage. He gets to the fan and opens the fan off, taking each part out. There is a huge gold ring concealed in the fan. The officer brings it out. The gold ring weighs 636 grams. It is also valued at $46,000. The officers might have missed this if they weren't careful. A passenger repurposed his bag to hide a contraband. Customs carefully searched it. In the bag of a passenger, the officer yanks out a tape used to seal money to the inner lining of the bag. The officer still checks other corners of the bag and finds 2 wads of foreign cash. He tears the thin fabric on the cover of the bag. He feels inside the bag to see if anything is sealed in there. He then tears the rest of the inner covering of the bag. He still finds more cash hidden deeply. The passenger's disguise of what he was smuggling was devious. Could the officers have stopped it? The customs officer profiles and intercepts a passenger they suspect may be smuggling in something. He finds a power supply machine which he begins to take apart. The officer calmly takes apart the metal shafts used to hold the concealed package. He knocks a solid metal inside the package out. He opens the metal box and inside there is a block of gold which is concealed inside. The gold weighs 510.5 gram and is valued at $36,000. A passenger carried out a large smuggling operation that kept customs busy to uncover it. The officer is taking apart cardboard after cardboard because the passenger has concealed something between the cardboard sheets. A gold paste begins to show as the cardboard is ripped apart. The gold paste is in a thin white leather glued to the cardboard. Other officers find similar gold paste in other cardboard. The officers also seized more gold paste hidden in cream tubes and e-cigarettes. You would never have comprehended how the customs uncovered a smuggling operation. The officer cuts the shoelace holes, suspecting the passenger has hidden things in the shoe. He carefully cuts it open. He cuts out the metal hole of the shoe and throws it down with the others he has removed from other shoes. They are small gold rings that the passenger customized to be fitting as holes for shoelaces. The gold weighs 326 grams in total, valued at $23,000. The passenger's luggage passed the drug tests, but he still had other things he was smuggling. A couple of customs officers in India cut open this luggage after the X-ray machine flagged it. The passenger is coming to India from Dubai. One of the officers unscrews bolts in the luggage, and the others watch. They unscrew a couple of bolts and nuts, revealing it to be gold. It's unrefined and weighs 267 grams. The gold is confiscated. A passenger coming into India conceals a risky item in his luggage. The customs have a hard time getting it out. Delhi Customs stops a passenger who arrives at the airport when his luggage is flagged by the X-ray machine. They search his luggage, bringing out a soft plastic box containing the contraband item. The item is dismantled, revealing several cylindrical gold pieces hidden in the metallic pipe belt pulley. The gold weighs 932 grams, which is valued at $2,000. The passenger is arrested under Indian customs law. A passenger returning to India plans to get money from what he's smuggling. The smuggler had to be stopped. A passenger arriving from Bangkok tries smuggling 2 endangered cuscus native to Thailand into Chennai, India. The officers catch the passenger with these animals concealed when he checks in his baggage through the X-ray. The cuscus are promptly deported to Thailand. The passenger is arrested for smuggling the species. A passenger carried loads of suspicious kitchenware that raised suspicion. Customs investigated and found shocking items concealed. The officers pull out a wet paste concealed in a tray. The Bengaluru customs officers stop the passenger after profiling the passenger carrying in suspicious items into the country. He pulls out the gold paste. His fellow officer also drops one on the table. He takes off the paper glued to the paste. Another officer goes through the remaining contents in the passenger's luggage. The female passenger thought to use her helplessness to pass customs with contraband. The customs officer looks through a woman's clothing after noticing her weird posture, which raises their suspicion. She feels something strange in the woman's bra. She uses scissors to cut the threads of the custom-stitched sports bra. She pulls out a sealed item in the bra and sets it aside. She then pulls out the padding of the bra to be sure nothing is hidden. The sealed object is a gold paste worth $20,000. Customs confiscate it.